All right, are we live? Testing, testing. One, two, three.
Yes,
Taylor,
we
can you hear me?
are.
Oh,
Yes, I
excellent.
can.
Welcome, welcome. How we
Welcome,
doing?
everyone.
Welcome. All right, we are on our second live stream. Woo! Can't believe we're here.
Woo!
That's crazy.
Yes!
It was like we were just here a week ago. Wait, we
I
were.
know, right? About a week
Oh,
ago.
there, I was waiting for that. So we're on our second live stream.
Mhm.
It is January 29th, 2026. Today, we are talking about how your health isn't broken, your habit loops are. All right. So let's refresh your memory. All right. So last week, this is like a cumulative kind of like live stream type of thing. So my viewers that, or our viewers that are on here every week, they'll, if you pay attention, you'll see repeating themes and cumulative themes. So last week, if you remember, we talked about how diet culture shapes the way we understand nutrition and how often that leads to rigid, unsustainable patterns that inevitably harm our health. There was a there was a word of the day last week. It was called healthism, which is the toxic narrative that we put onto ourselves, this moral coding that we put onto ourselves when it comes to nutrition, right? So we take that this week, yeah. So this week we take it one step deeper. We kind of even go into deeper, right? That's right. We're going to talk about how these diet patterns, they don't exist in a vacuum. They exist inside habit loops. All right. And today we're going to talk about how we've been programmed into a toxic habit. We can program ourselves out of it. So whatever mess you got yourself into, you can get yourself out of it, which should be exciting. That's an exciting concept to think about, you know? You have the power. You really do. So I have a picture. We all love pictures.
Yes, we do. And even the small little photo shoots that we do
That's right.
and selfies. Never forget selfies.
Selfies, of course. So I have a picture here. It's called the habit loop, the toxic habit loop. Okay. Add to stage. Here we go. Can you see that? Looks good.
Yes, I can. Hmm.
So let's start with the foundation. Habit loops. It's a concept popularized by Charles Duhigg. He is a Pulitzer Prize author known for the power of habit. And he coined three anatomical structures of the habit loop. It's called a cue, a routine, and a reward. And roughly, these habits, they take about 66 days to form. And I'm not talking about good or bad habits. I'm talking about habits that either serve you or don't serve you. So if we look at it, right, a cue is a trigger or a reminder. That's why the alarm clock is there. And then it's followed by a routine, a behavior. That's the wiring mechanism starting to take place. And then it's followed by the reward. And that's the anatomical structure of how that habit can be formed. Now, from a neuroscience standpoint, habits live in a part of the brain called the basal ganglia. I actually have another picture for you guys.
Let's go.
Let's look at this. Let's do. Okay.
So, how do you pronounce it again? It's basal
Ganglia.
ganglia.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I
not
thought you said
bakery.
basil. I'm like, okay, I think I'm hungry.
Basal, definitely. Yes. Image file. Here we go. It does. Basal ganglia.
Basal ganglia. Okay.
Basal leaf ganglia. Here we
Yes.
go.
All the
So,
gangs.
this is the wonderful, magnificent brain. Okay. This part of the brain is called the basal ganglia, and it's the area for automatic behaviors. It's the autopilot section. Okay. This part of the brain is efficient. It doesn't think in morals, willpower, good or versus bad, no splitting, no black and white. It only thinks in one word: patterns. Okay, this is the script. This is the pattern in which we operate under a habit, right? So it's operated by automation, habit learning, and pattern recognition. Those are the functions of the basal ganglia, the habit center, the CEO of our habits, right? Now, if
Yeah.
we talk about dopamine, right? What do you think dopamine is, Taylor?
Dopamine, it's like a sugar rush.
Sugar
That's
rush.
what I'd say.
That's a great guess because everybody thinks it's like, oh, the pleasure hormone. It's what you crave. It is true. You do crave it, but it's
Mm,
actually what you're leading up to.
mm,
It's often misunderstood. It's not necessarily like the pleasure seeking aspect of it. It's more the anticipatory chemical, right? It's the
right.
potential action, the potential energy leading up to a decision. It's that excitement. It's the
Yes.
roller coaster to getting that piece of chocolate. Because let's be honest. Let me
Yeah.
ask you: when you want that chocolate, is the idea of getting that chocolate more satisfying than actually eating the chocolate?
In a way, yeah, kind of. Because it's like you're anticipating. Yeah, it's like you said before. It's like you're anticipating something. Actually, I'm doing that right now. Not with chocolate, but with Tootsie Rolls. So
Oh no!
you got me there.
Well, make sure you brush your teeth afterwards because that's a lot of sugar.
Of course.
No cavities for you allowed. We are pro dental health with dancing dragons, okay?
Okay.
So, anyways, so in essence, it fires, dopamine fires before the reward,
Mm.
which is why cravings feel so compelling, right? So let me just move this. Okay, back to you. So once a habit loop is formed, the brain prefers it, even if
Mm.
it no longer serves you. That's why people don't break habits under stress. They cling to them harder. It's comforting to be uncomfortable because it's what you've programmed yourself for. I mean, Taylor, from your perspective, what are some habit loops you've personally fallen into? Doom scrolling, procrastination, anything under stress.
I would say, okay, I used to be a smoker, so I would say that was something that I struggled with for a little bit. I was like, not like cigarettes or anything like that, but like marijuana. Like, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say it on here, but you know. If you
Yeah.
know, you know. But but I fell into the loop of going into that so many times as a college student in my younger years because when you're stressed out and you're like, okay, I just got all this homework done. I'm just wanting to go outside and just like smoke with some friends and we just go crazy. But another habit that I'd say outside of that, making more kid friendly, would be, I would say, torturing the younger sibling. It's not good, but I feel like that's just normal. It's like bad toxic loop, where it's just
Okay.
like you love them so much, you just wanna, eh, yeah.
Like
I
cute
couldn't really
aggression.
say, huh?
It's like cute aggression. Like my dog, I just
Yes.
turn into something else. I'm like,
Yes. It's the same with my cats. It's like they come and bother me, and you know how cats are. They're like 1 minute they're like, "Oh, I want to be snuggled up next to you," and the next minute they're like, "Nah, get away from me."
I know. I don't know what that like paradigm shift within seconds with those cats.
Yes.
So you said the T word. You said toxic, right?
Mm. Yes.
I'd like to break that down because it's words like that where people kind of neglect really addressing the root of it, right?
Mm.
So I
Right.
have another visual cue.
Mm.
Okay,
Let's see it. Let's see it.
let's do it. I'm new with this StreamYard stuff, so finding the
Yeah. Oh, take your time.
Here we go.
You know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
T is for toxic, and my name is Taylor.
Yeah, but you're a life coach, so you are the
The
and
opposite.
yes, the what is the word? The opposite. Antithesis.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cravings chart. Look at this. I love this chart so much that I think that's. Are you able to see that? I don't know if you can, but I'll explain it anyway. You don't have to read it.
Mm,
All right.
I can see it.
Okay. Awesome. So let's talk about what people often call toxic habits. All
Mm,
right. So let's think about them. It's like poor sleep, late night screen time, emotional eating, mindless snacking. If we go onto the mindless snacking bit, um, wait, actually, before let me back up. Research shows that late night screen exposure can elevate your cortisol levels, which is the stress response hormone. It disrupts your melatonin, which
mm,
is your sleep signal. By the way, if you can, stay away from artificial melatonin. Research shows that it actually disrupts your circadian rhythm in the long run. Uh,
mm.
and it also increases your cravings for the next day, which brings me up to this beautiful image. What do you crave? Now, if we kind of key in on chocolate, Taylor, do you like chocolate?
Of course.
Who doesn't? Do you find yourself,
My cousin doesn't. But yeah.
don't trust that person? Anyways, um, chocolate is interesting because I have a couple of clients that are bona fide chocoholics,
Mm,
and there's a reason for their craving. They don't just go to like CA, Chocoholic Anonymous. They don't just do that because they want to. They
right.
do that because they're actually lacking a certain nutrient. So when you're
Mm,
stressed out, you actually deplete a store in you. It's called magnesium.
mm,
Magnesium is vital for lots of different functionings, for sleep, muscle regulation, mood, everything. It's a vital store that gets depleted when you're stressed.
mm.
And then what happens when you're stressed? You go for the chocolate. It's a
Right.
toxic cycle because it does
Yes.
not serve you, right?
Mm,
So in
mm,
so instead of going for the chocolate bar, you can go for either like bananas. Bananas before bed actually help induce sleep, so it'll relax your muscles. There's potassium in there, so you're probably going to lose fluids and vital electrolytes during the day when you're stressed out. So potassium will help
mm.
with that, and it has the
And it's
magnesium.
yes, and it's good with combating diabetes as well. So if you do eat a lot of sugar, eating bananas can combat that as well.
Yes, and also pay attention to the ripeness too, because the more ripe it is, it'll be higher on the glycemic index.
Mm,
So the banana can't be sweet in order to not affect your glycemic index.
yes.
Um, so yes, so bananas, walnuts, those are good foods to combat that. And you know what? Yes, you can have the dark chocolate, but make sure it doesn't have soy lettuce in it. You don't want any of that because that's going to slow everything down in your mechanism.
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens during stress? Right?
Mm,
Your heart rate increases. Your
mm,
body burns more energy. Your nervous system says no. So, what does magnesium do? It gets pulled out of your bloodstream and into your cells to manage the demand. So, stress drains the magnesium, and low magnesium makes stress worse. So, we should replenish magnesium. Magnesium glycinate, that's a supplement that's recommended by doctors and functional practitioners, is good
mm.
before bedtime. If you want good cognitive focus, take magnesium L-threonate. That's also great for focus, like I said, throughout the day and keep you on task. So, Taylor,
Mm.
I have a question.
Okay.
How would
What's your
you?
question?
I hope you have an answer.
I
So,
I hope I do too.
how do you define a toxic habit?
I would say a toxic habit is it reminds me of relationships that keep on going for too long to feed an old habit, but eventually you have to let it go. So it's kind of like not just relationships with people, it's kind of like your relationship, like per se, like you mentioned before, chocolate. Your relationship with chocolate. It's kind of like the SpongeBob meme with the guy yelling, chocolate. It's
Yes.
kind of like that, where it's just like, okay, I know this is extreme and I love this, but look what it's doing to me and look at the way I'm behaving. Is this worth it or is it not? Is this making it toxic for me? And am I becoming toxic because of it? This relationship has to go, or it
Mm.
has to at least change.
Yeah, you know how I see it's like burning off dead wood, you know?
Yep.
It's funny,
Yeah.
like my plant, I was away and I had my neighbor watch my plant. And I came
Mm.
back and all the leaves fell off. And I'm still not over that. Yeah,
Wow.
the leaves
Okay.
fell off. And then I came back and I gave it the TLC it needed. I
Mm-hmm.
play flute all the time. I really think the plant loves hearing music and sounds, and it gets lonely. I honestly think it gets lonely. Um,
Mm.
and it's okay if people click away and think I'm crazy. But
Yes.
anyway, guess what? I wasn't so
What?
crazy after all because those leaves that fell off, new
Mm.
growth started. The
Wow.
plant is back to normal. It's actually better
Mm.
because the leaves that were already there had kind of like wilted, kind of like leaves. They didn't have like a good health to it.
Mm.
The plant that I have now, it's beautiful.
Mm.
So that the lesson there is, in order for growth, there must be metamorphosis. There must be a change. There must be death.
Apologies. Technical difficulties.
Are
We
you
good
okay?
now.
You good?
Yep.
All right. I have another question for you.
Okay.
Do you find yourself snacking before bed?
Actually, no. That was something that I worked on when I was younger because I found out, I don't know if anyone else has realized it kind of, but when you eat a lot of sugar before bed, you have the worst dreams and you wake up and you're scared. And I'm like, after I had this one dream, don't judge me, but I was dreaming of like the Chucky doll and his bride and all this weird stuff. And it felt like a dystopian society. And this was like when I was like in the third grade. So, so I was just like, yeah, probably no more sugar before bed. This is a
Wow.
little weird, but
Ooh.
um, but yeah, that's something for parents to take. If parents are listening right now, do not give your kids sugar before bed, or they will dream of dolls, and that's not good.
No, I babysat like over 10 years ago. I babysat for this two kids, and the parents gave her apple juice all the time,
Yeah.
and she was bouncing off the walls. And they're like, "Oh, I don't know why. She's just so crazy. She's like a crackhead before bed. She's just like jumping off the walls. She literally would
Mm.
climb like Spider-Man on the wall. She would like jump. There was like a frame, and she was on either side, and she was jumping from each
Oh
side,
my
like
goodness.
impossible, and doing flips and everything. And I
That's
told,
given like. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's giving paranormal activity.
Well, it's paranormal apple juice activity because that's what it was. It was activating her inner demons inside. Oh, I think you froze. Are you there? Oh no. My co-host froze. Oh. Oh, Taylor. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep going. Maybe she'll come back in. I'm gonna go back into here. So we're gonna reframe late night snacking. I don't treat late night snacking as a toxic habit. I treat it as a signal. The behavior isn't a problem. It's the nervous system asking for something, for some comfort, decompression, and blood sugar stability or emotional relief. One of the first things I do is normalize it and then shift the language. That's my approach as a health coach. So, If you're my client, you have this issue, I'll say instead of binging or toxic behavior, we'll reframe it as unhelpful or out of alignment because shame shuts down change. It blocks us. Looks like she's still frozen. Okay. So then we need to clarify the goal, right? Is it weight? Is it blood sugar? Is it sleep quality, digestion? Only then do we look at strategies including balanced late night snack options that don't spike blood sugar. Oh, I hear somebody. Hello? Hello? You're you're not on live. Yeah, you gotta go back. She's on a different platform right now. We're live right now. Can you click on the link? Can you click on the link right now? We're live right now. It's in the chat. Yes, but it's in the chat. Check the Google chat. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. Yeah, it's in the chat. Oh, you're in the studio. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Welcome aboard. Ahoy.
I am so sorry.
That's okay.
Not know what happened, guys.
Okay. Don't worry. I'm talking about belief and mindsets.
Okay.
So, what beliefs do you hear behind late night snacking? What do you think happens?
I feel like late night snacking. It's like I feel like it's good because it's like treat yourself every once in a while. Don't be so hard on yourself, but also at the same time, you want to get out of that habit because from what I remember, my aunt telling me is anytime you eat after 9 p.m., your food is less likely to digest faster. So because of that, it can like mess up the the I guess like the cycles and the systems in your body
Yes.
per se.
Yes. And that, yes, because everything in our body has a time clock.
Yes.
We clock in, we clock out. That's why we should eat earlier. I tell my clients, eat earlier in the day because everything needs time to process. If you're eating a steak dinner at 9 o'clock at night and then you go to bed at 11, you think you're going to have the most restful sleep? Probably not, because red meat is pretty hard on the digestive tract to digest, especially late at night.
Yes.
Now, since we talked about this, a study showed from the American Psychological Association that disrupted sleep negatively impacts metabolism, increases the stress hormone, and weakens impulse control. So when you don't sleep well, do you notice kind of going into these snackings the next day, or you find yourself maybe extra Tootsie Rolls? Is that why you had a Tootsie Roll before? Are you a little stressed?
Okay, maybe just a little bit.
Oh,
just a little bit. Not how you evaluated me right now, but
you're
it's okay.
minimized. I'm putting the hot light on you. Yes, I am. That's okay.
Guys, Stella's gonna have me eat healthier by the time we're done here.
Yes, yeah. I could be your health coach. That's fine. You give me life, I give you. It's fine. Tit for tat. That's fine. Now that we uncovered all of this, the belief, mindset, all of that, there's a remedy for this. It's not all doom and gloom. There is a concept called habit stacking. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It's when you build a habit on top of each other. It's that momentum force to get you to where you want to be. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think habit stacking could be related to eating disorders in a way?
I would say so.
How?
I feel like with eating disorders, it can be so you already have like the emotional like drain that's going on. So before you even get to the eating habits, you're already feeling like that overwhelm with stress. It's kind of like what you were saying with the Tootsie Rolls, except you're not going into a dysregulation with that. But it's kind of like you already are in a lot of English, having a lot of anxiety, having a lot of worries going about in the mind. And as a result, you can fall into the pattern of eating too much snacks or either not eating enough or eating too much to the point where you end up throwing everything up by force. So a lot of the times with eating disorders, I feel like it's like you were saying, it's like layers upon layers of things just happening. And so since that emotional regulation is not there, it can be a tendency and lead you to a much lower state of mind and not being able to get out of it or regulate yourself out of those negative patterns.
So I could see that this is the kind of like the polar opposite of what habit stacking is designed for. How do
Mm-hmm.
you think we could habit stack to get ourselves out of the eating disorder mindset? And I know that's
I
tough
would,
because we're not eating disorder experts.
I would say, just to get a little personal with you, when I was younger, I had an eating disorder. So my weight would fluctuate a lot from me being a little too big and at other times too skinny. So it wasn't something that I realized until I got into high school. And the thing is that I noticed with the change that I had was understanding that the kind of foods that you eat, you're drawn to certain foods that are unhealthy. So when your mind is unhealthy, you eat unhealthy things. But when you're getting to a better place and you're wanting to make healthier decisions and choose better for yourself, you eat healthier foods. But in reference the the stacking, I would say being able to break down those layers of emotions. A lot of people think emotions, excuse me, a lot of people think that emotions are just like things that you can't really regulate. It's okay to have a day where you cry a lot, so that's one level. There's another day where you just are truly honest with yourself and be like, okay, what's going on? And then the next one is just being able to go to others and talk about what's wrong. So a lot of that is just uncovering what's happening so that when you get through each stage, you figure out what that trigger was, and the trigger can easily sort itself out.
I guess in simple terms, the brain doesn't delete habits, it overwrites them.
Yes.
We're just all a computer code. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
We're C++. That's a JavaScript. That's all we are. Rewrite, flip the script,
Yes.
and then act to your highest achievable good.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up in the morning, I feel like if you want to achieve something that you're trying to get yourself to, you should ask yourself, did I do what I needed to do to get me to that point? It's like a game
Mm-hmm.
of life forward, right? Did
Right.
I get to that point? Did I do it? And if the answer is no, then you're not habit stacking,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
In your experience with life coaching, when a client wants to, let's say, reduce screen time, how would you have them replace it? Not just remove it.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I admired from an old friend was from time to time she would deactivate her account, and then at times where she would want to get back on, so she would give herself time to detox. And the way that she built up to that was making more time in her schedule with others, and whilst doing that, still made time for herself. Because I feel like a lot of the time, since we do have our phones, we just like get bored. And so, since we get bored, we just stick with the phone. So, in turn, well, I feel like it's more about the awareness of limiting screen time, which goes into, for example, Instagram and YouTube, where they have limited screen time where you could put a timer on. So that's one way that you can get started. I do it for myself all the time, and I feel like it's helped me a lot with not being on social media as much. So that's one thing for sure. Limiting screen time by putting a timer on your social media apps. And
like that.
another, like I said before, is deactivating your accounts when you feel overwhelmed. And just like you just feel like you don't want to be on your phone anymore. Because sometimes when we're looking at the phone and we're mad, sometimes we're mad at the phone. I'm just saying.
You've thrown your phone
Sometimes we
across
just
the room.
just throws it.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
like, get out of here.
But then you won't be able to scroll for 6 hours.
Right? And it might be broken too.
Yeah. Wait, that
Yeah.
actually is a good remedy. Just get mad at your
Or
phone
is it though?
and
Because you have to
break
pay for
it.
a new
And that,
one.
yeah, but you don't have to. Why do you have to? You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Right?
So yeah, that's those are good. I find that I do find myself kind of like just like autopilot. Remember we talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Autopilot on Instagram, and then I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I call them TWs, time wasters.
Yeah.
These are all time wasting behavior. Why
Mm-hmm.
am I on Instagram? I'm okay. Yes, I'm a health coach, so I am always looking at content and feed and everything. But I
Of
am
course.
finding myself looking at other things, and I'm not being productive. There's a million other things I could be doing
Yes.
to better my time, and then I'm asking myself, what am I avoiding?
Mm.
What task am I avoiding? Right? I mean,
Mm.
I have a deadline. Okay, I'm going to avoid it. If I avoid it, it
Yeah.
doesn't exist. But they're signals. These are signals from our body, right? And that's
Mm.
another thing. When we have these signals from our body, we shouldn't treat it like putting a tape on our dashboard in on our car when we have the check engine light on.
Mm.
We examine it without judging it, and
Mm.
then we do something about it. Do we want to be in a different place from now? Okay, let's start habit stacking,
Mm.
and let's is this like let's play Minecraft with our habits, right?
Actually, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that. That should be put on a T-shirt.
yeah. Let's just start like chopping away, and then every time we chop away, whoa, here's a new skill I didn't know I have, right? Because we really are. People are afraid of the unknown. No, people
Yes.
are afraid of discovering more parts of themselves. That's what they're afraid of, right?
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
But and you know what? That's the exciting part. When we discover more parts about ourselves, we can integrate ourselves more holistically. And then we don't waste as much time scrolling on Instagram, doom scrolling. We don't eat Tootsie Rolls because we're stressed out. Okay? I threw myself in there and I threw you in there. Okay, fine. All right, it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. All right.
Okay, it's a balance. It's a balance.
Balance. You said you're a Libra. Um,
I'm a Leo.
Leo, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But the Libra is the one balancing, right?
Yes. Mm.
Yes, yes. I guess in essence, the key is keeping the reward,
Mm.
relaxation, decompression while changing the behavior.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like that can be tricky, especially for us as humans. Like when we think of comfortability, we get shifty, like we get antsy. So I feel like saying that is it sounds it's easier to say than to do. But I feel like it's doable because when you allow yourself to truly sit in that peace, it's just a whole different kind of level of just like life.
Well, that's
So,
happiness.
huh?
That's happiness.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
that
Pursuit of Happiness. It's a great movie, guys. Check it out.
yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh wait, what did you think of it?
that was a deep concept.
Mm-hmm.
Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. That was with Will Smith, right?
Yes.
And his son. I think his son was in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Mm.
That was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, and I feel like it relates to this especially because it's like we are going about in our everyday lives just trying to figure out what the heck we're doing while simultaneously at the same time like keeping our eyes in the vision, like on the vision that we have for ourselves, on the dreams that we have, on the goals that we're chasing. But finding that rest and that peace and reassurance within yourself to just know that everything is going to be okay and that we're going to get where we need to get to is what makes life worthwhile. Because how are you going to want to get to the destination and not enjoy the journey?
Right. Achieve your highest good without expecting the outcome.
Yes.
That takes the excitement out of life. Oh, wait, I'm
Who would
supposed
have
to
known?
be in 6 hours. Well, how do you know? How do you know there isn't going to be a bear that comes in the road and then it blocks you? That wasn't on Google Maps. There was a bear obstruction
Nope.
on the road. No. So you're going to have to figure something out. And that's a cool party story, honestly. Actually, it was a bear in
Yep.
the middle of the road, and then I had to find a detour, and then it creates
Yeah.
character. It adds the chip
Mm-hmm.
on the mug we talked about last live stream.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the key strategy to sum this up, right, is replace, don't restrict behavior. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, like putting the timer on. I think that's brilliant. Putting a timer
Mm-hmm.
on, and then replacing that with like either reading or playing a musical instrument, something to enrich your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
find that
working out, or
working
hanging with family.
hanging with family, having some tea and meditating,
Yes.
something. I find that people when I have a hard time sleeping or something, well, get your mind, do something creatively. It
Yes.
keeps the
Or
spirit
journal.
alive. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing, lower the bar for consistency.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
I'm so happy you said that because I back in the day I used to be the hugest perfectionist and I literally got sick of my own self. I'm like, you know what, forget this. I'm just gonna allow things to be like setting like those expectations for yourself and driving yourself wild is never good. It's like just allow yourself to set like little bit like one thing that you
That's
want to
the
achieve each
habit stack.
day.
That's the habit
Yes.
stacking.
Getting getting better 1% every day is what one of my mentors has told me so many times and I've lived with it ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when we lower the bar for consistency, not to say that don't expect yourself to be brilliant, but in
Right.
order to be brilliant, there needs to be blocks. Minecraft again,
Mm,
blocks that are built to get you to that. But
mm,
so Rome wasn't really built in a day, kind of thing, you know.
nope. Mm-hmm.
So in the process of doing that, we have to regulate the nervous system
Mm,
because if we're in fight or flight, we're not we're not seeing reality. We're not in a logical state of mind. We think we're in a primal state
mm,
because that's our body. Our neurobiology is the primal wiring, and it's not built for modern society. Actually,
mm.
I think, in my opinion, I think modern society takes advantage, exploits our primal wiring because we
How
still,
so?
yeah, because in the fight or flight, a stress, a fear for us is equivalent to a jaguar trying to rip our leg off in the African savannah.
Mm,
Or
yeah.
I don't know which cat is in the African savannah. Well, one of those cats that want to rip your leg off, right?
Yes.
That's
Mm.
what fight or flight is. And modern society capitalizes off of that, right?
Yeah, that's so true. Like, no, I was literally thinking about this the other day about survival mode. Like, literally, it's kind of like the toilet paper stuff that we had with COVID. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, we need to go grab all the toilet paper." You get to the store, there's no more toilet paper. It's like, do you have paper towels at least, or the tissue paper, like for the nose, something?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to figure this out. It's literally like that, where it's like
That's what
the
I'm
highest
talking
thing
about.
in demand is like gone, and everyone's like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do."
Yes, yes.
But it's like, in Britain they have like the douche thing for women, and it's like, oh, we can figure this out. It's okay, guys. There's other ways.
There you go. Exactly. It's it is pretty funny about the toilet paper because I noticed that I was like, out of all the, not the wipes, not the bleach wipes, you need the toilet paper.
Right? I
I
mean, the baby wipes are probably gone too. Shoot.
I saw the toilet paper go faster than the wipes, at least in my local store. I'm like, wait a minute, the math is not mathing.
No, it's not. Wait, where's all the mamas at? The babies need to get their butts wiped too. Oh,
Yes,
the bottom's wiped too.
that's okay. You already said it, so I can't edit it
Yeah.
out.
Mm,
And then lastly, right? Um,
mm,
change identity before outcomes, right?
mm,
You know, what does a person that looks like that they want to achieve a six pack in 3 months look like?
mm,
What about someone that wants to achieve a certain career goal? What does that look like? Are they habit stacking? Are
mm,
they applying to where they need to apply?
mm,
Are they doing the necessary research to get to that career goal? Did they take the necessary tests? And if they
mm.
don't, then they're making excuses and they're avoiding something, right?
True.
So in essence, play Minecraft with your life and keep hacking away so that you could have it stack.
Yes. I
Are
like
there
that.
Yeah,
Wait,
Minecraft
have you ever wait, have you played it before? Just curious.
a little bit, but not I'm not an
Me too.
avid Minecrafter. But I know
Me
the
too.
premise.
Mm,
Okay, I know. I
mm.
think if I started playing it, I probably would get addicted to it because it just looks
Yes,
so calming and
it does.
yeah. But are there any questions, comments, concerns, something you want to wrap up with?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. So, habit stacking. So, how did you come across this method, and how have you applied it to your life?
Habit stacking. Um, I'm always reading different things. I really am a surface level eclectic knowledge of just so many different things. But how do I apply it to myself?
Mm,
By doing those little things to get to my goal, right?
mm,
So I'm a pre-med major, right?
yeah.
I took all the required science courses. I took
Mm,
the MCAT. Now I'm at the crux of, do I go to med school or do I go somewhere else?
mm,
Right now I'm kind of maybe registered dietitian, but in order to get to registered dietitian, you need to have those prerequisites, right? And I
mm,
have them, and I work towards that so that I'm able to make that decision, right? Same
yeah.
thing with nutrition, right?
Mm,
Years ago, I had an unhealthy relationship with food also.
mm,
And it wasn't until my mom passed away that I realized that I had to, in 2022, I had to change it up because I wasn't doing it right. I didn't feel the best, right? But I did have the nutritional knowledge, but I
mm,
was drinking, I don't know, like 8 cups of coffee a day, skipping meals. I wasn't doing the
mhm,
right things. But then I
mm,
started changing a few little things. I started gradually, instead of 6 to 8 cups, I had like 3 to 4, maybe even 5. And then I incrementally went down. And then what happened when I did that? I was able to think better. I wasn't as jittery.
right.
My stomach healed. I used to get pretty bad gastritis back then,
Mm,
right?
that's good that you don't have that anymore. That's
Yeah,
good.
I reversed it all. And now, why don't you ask me what I had for dinner tonight?
What?
I had wild caught salmon with cucumbers, hemp seeds, arugula, and carrots, and sweet potato.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that sounds good.
it was
Okay.
really good. But I didn't get to that overnight,
Mm-hmm.
right? There'd be many times I just have sleep for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it was, my sugar levels were off, everything. So Rome wasn't built in a day, but I got up to that by changing one thing, which then led to the momentum to where I am today.
I love that.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
that's an amazing testimony because it takes a lot for you to pick yourself up and believe that you can get to a better place with what in comparison to what you were in comparison to the person you were before. So the dying of the old self and allowing yourself to become this newer version of yourself, which is now able to reflect back on that past self and is able to just say, hey, I did that and now I'm here. So I really love that. It kind of reminds me of myself when I was going through the eating disorders for a bit, and now I'm at a place where I know how to balance everything.
Hmm. See? And that's why
Yeah.
we're called coaches, because we were able to take us from a former spot and we
Mm.
coached ourselves. There was an inner part of us that knew that we could overcome that.
Yes.
And that's our role. One of our many roles in life is to get people from point A to point B,
Hmm.
which
Yes,
concludes
ma'am.
my statement is your health is not broken. Your habit loops just need new inputs.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I
All
think we
right.
can end that here. That's perfect.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, that concludes our live stream. All right. Thank you, Taylor. You've been amazing. I'm so glad you were able to bounce back from your technological difficulties. I don't know
Yes.
what happened. What did happen? Was it?
So midway through, I realized that my laptop was on 10%. And so that's why I was kind of fidgeting a little bit at the beginning. And
Oh
so I was like,
no!
okay, I gotta plug this up. And I had it plugged in, but the plug to the actual laptop was not in the computer.
Oh,
So
yeah, that
so
might
I
be
was like,
a
oh
problem.
no, it didn't work.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
But now we're here. Now we're here.
Now we're
Uh
here.
yes.
Well, I'm glad you were able to jump back on the ship. I missed you. It was awkward silence. I had crickets,
I know. I know. I'm so sorry.
but
But
we
I
piloted
came
through.
back.
You came back. You came back from
Yes.
the internet.
Yes, I got you.
All right. Well, that's it today. We'll see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you, Taylor.
I'll see you guys. Thank
All right.
you. Remember, have a good night, guys. And remember that your habits are not what you are or who you are. You can change them.
You have the power to
Bye.
change. All right.
Yes.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.